Hello, all my beloved souls. I will quickly uh, see if I can share this in another group. I don't know if that's possible because it doesn't pop up as a live. Oh, it does. Okay, share. Share in a group. Let me quickly share it in this one, in this one, in this one, in this one. There we go. Next. Um, Hello, people. All my love, light, understanding, insights, everything that's good your way. Um, I joined these spiritual single dating groups a little month ago or something. 3 weeks, 14 days, 3 weeks. Um, and I'm really surprised. No, I'm not surprised because this is something that I've realized the last 25 years working as a spiritual guide, that very few people actually want to walk the spiritual path. They would rather live the illusions than start this beautiful life of spirituality with ethic, morals, integrity, self-respect, self-love, conscious. All these human virtues that I think most people have forgotten. Um, and like I said in the title of the video, don't compromise your integrity for love. And I want to I want to tell you about an experience without mentioning any names. I don't need to mention names. I'm pretty sure that the person that I'm talking about will understand it and will hopefully take it into consideration that this is true. Um, this woman contacts me through the through the group, wants to talk with me. We start talking. The first night we talked for 10 hours. It was an interesting, funny, intellectual, inspiring, and also a little dirty talk the first 10 hours. And I realized that I would actually, this was somebody I was actually interested in. I could feel that my heart got wings when I looked at her and when I saw her smile. And I said, yeah. So we kept talking. The next day, um, I saw a totally different side in the morning. And my alarm clocks, my inner alarm clocks, my guardian angels ask me, "Are you sure you want to stay in this? Are you sure you want to be a part of this?" There was some things that, and I'm not going to go into details, but I want to tell you this: that when you feel that your integrity, that you have to compromise the things that you love about yourself, if you have to compromise your self-love, your self-respect, your belief in how important it is to only share the truth, not my truth, but the universal truth, the truth that is fits everybody in the whole world. Um, if you think that's important to share and talk about, then this is not something you can compromise with. Ethic, morals, consciousness, your integrity, your self-love, self-respect. Very quickly, this person, let me see if I can remember everything because I'm not sure if I can remember it. And this is just a little bit of this whole video I want to make. She started to talking about things that she didn't want. She didn't want any hair on her man. She didn't want the dog to be in bed. There was a lot of things that she pulled out that she didn't want. And I want to tell this because I've been thinking about it for 3-4 hours today. That this actually makes sense, because I know when I've talked to other people that's been in relationships, how their partner ended up being sick, got cancer, and they have to split up because of whatever. This woman also tells me, when she's sharing her life story, that she was with somebody for many, many years, and he ended up getting cancer and he couldn't perform, and they broke up. And I was like, it just hit me that, okay, it is possible to be with somebody, and the way that you are going to make that other person sick, because that person doesn't understand that this is not healthy. If a person is codependent, and the codependent person finds a person that loves to be controlled, that wants somebody to be responsible for them, that wants to tell them what to do, how to do. There are many people that actually have a relationship like this, but it always ends up really, really uh, with diseases. And it just hit me. Wow. I have actually no doubt, after I started to get to know this woman, that she was the reason that this person got sick. And this is the main reason, that never compromise your integrity, your self love, your self respect, your consciousness, the things you love about yourself. Never compromise that for any person, for any relationship. Be yourself true. All the things you love about yourself, all your inner demons, your character defects you have fought to get rid of, in that, then so you can start trusting yourself. Those things, if somebody wants, if you're interested in somebody and those people somehow wants to control or tell you don't be like that and blah blah blah, then be yourself true and just back out of it and say, you know what, I like you, but there are some things about you that is very toxic, and I will not be a part of this. Um, so and I remember the last, I was talking with her for 2-3 days. We were already talking about that we wanted to visit each other. Um, and she lives very close, only 700 kilometers away from me, so it's not that we're far away. But what ended I actually tried to end it and tell her that I cannot live with this, that you want to try and change me a lot of this, and but we continued talking, and then suddenly, when a person is in denial about the truth, about the world situation, the how things are, what we're struggling with, the truth, right? The truth. If a person lives a life where they are not inviting the whole truth in, then when they meet a person like me that wears the truth as an outfit, as I speak it, I talk about it, I understand it, I prepare myself, I surround myself, I ask my guardian angels to protect me, to ask God to put a bubble of grace around me when I walk around in society, and so on and so on. Um, I remember we were talking, and suddenly I don't know how we came into this subject, but I said, yeah, evil is real. There's evil in the world, everywhere, on the internet, out in the life, in politics, in police, in government. Evil is real, and if you don't want to accept that, then it's going to be a horrible place for you to be and exist, because we have to protect ourselves against this. We have to, in my case, I say to myself, I don't want to be a part of anything that doesn't work. And that's more or less everything. In my opinion, that is everything. Like in if you have seen that post I shared where to grow up, where I talk about the illusions that has been put in you from childbirth until you are getting to 16, 7 year old, those things you have to actually find a way to get rid of, so you can get into the core of who you are through ethic and morals, as in knowing what's right and wrong, through having a conscience, through trusting in yourself, aesthetic and charisma, and I lost the thread. So I'm sorry. This is the thing that I struggle the most with. That sometimes when I'm talking, I get downloads, info that I talk, and then I get away from what I was talking about, and I forget what I was talking about. And I'm so sorry. I hope you can forgive me. This is something that that's the way I work. Um, but anyway, uh, certainly when I was talking about this, about evil is a real thing, and I actually don't care if it's unconsciously or if it's consciously. Evil is evil. Darkness is darkness. It's all about how does it make you feel. And this is why I want you to understand this about the energy money that I now quickly just explain it. We all get 100 energy money every day from God. And the thing is, how do you spend those 100 energy money? And I remember uh, my mentor was explaining to me what energy money was. And she asked me if I knew what it was. And I said, no. And she said, okay, but if you also have those 100 energy money, how do you spend them? And I said, yeah, the thing is that my whole life I've always been like, I want to give, 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 give. I want to give more than I've never been the kind of guy that takes. I want, I need, ego stuff. I've never been that kind of guy. And I've always also known that I have to save something for situations where I really need it, standing in a queue, going talking with your boss, in a phone call, being with your parents, or in whatever situations you could be in where you actually need to borrow some energy. So my calculation was like, I'm going to spend 40 energy money on the people, on the humans I meet on my daily going through life, and I'm going to spend 10 on myself, and I'm going to use 50 and put it in the bank, spiritual bank, so I have some for any situation where I need to borrow money. And she said she was so surprised because since I didn't know what energy money, I was actually doing the right thing. And she told me that most human beings unconsciously will use 95, 98% of that energy money on themselves, and then they'll use the rest of the energy money on other people. And when they come in a situation where they have to borrow money, energy money, when they need to borrow energy money, they have no energy money saved away so they can borrow it. They have no savings. So where do you have to borrow from when you don't have any? Your tissue, your body, your internals. This is, in my opinion and my mentor's opinion, this is where all the diseases stems from, because you don't understand this about the energy money, because you don't understand that life is not about taking big car, big boobs, money, prestige, power. That's not what life is about. Life is about humble, loving, caring, um, being there for other people, helping them grow, and but yeah, 98% of the human populations are still struggling to become a spiritual person. They're still struggling with their illusions. They're still struggling with the thing they've been taught. They're still struggling with their ego, with their pride, with for example, I'm going to use this meeting with this woman again because it's so fresh in my head. She was a very she was taking care of herself with food and exercises, and but there was some things where she was talking about. She was sitting vaping, right? Vaping. And for us that knows what vaping is, it is getting water in your lungs. It's not healthy. End of story. And it doesn't matter if there's nicotine in or not. Vaping is bad for you. And because I cared, and because I wanted to get to know this woman, I say things. If I see somebody behaving destructively, if I see somebody that is ruining their own life, if I see somebody, in my opinion, slow suicide, I would, with love, tell them what I'm experiencing, and give them an advice that you should actually quit that. If you really love yourself, you should quit this. And I said this to this woman, that this vaping is really bad, and she was arguing, and it was not the nicotine, and this was her co-workers that had given her this to her. Then she could actually join them when they was out smoking a cigarette, and she could be vaping. And I said, oh, so that means you also take your body and you go into a situation where there are people around you that are smoking cigarettes, so you get secondhand nicotine into your lungs. That's not healthy either. And she got so angry at me because she was in denial about the truth. Because she was thinking, "Stay out of my life. Don't mess with this." Um, but this is what real friends do. Somebody that really likes you and maybe wants to love you, they'll say things that is loving and caring. And love and care is not always a pat on the shoulder, and it is sometimes tough because there many times there will be the way you behave and treat yourself. There will be, because you're still suffering under the illusions and you still have pride and all that, you'll not be able to see what is not good for you. And the most of the people today's world will not say anything, because that is what we have been told through our upbringing. um, Stay out of my business. That's where we are right now in the culture in almost the whole world. Um, so yeah, I just want to share that never compromise your integrity. Never compromise ethic and morals. Never compromise your self-love, your self-respect, that you trust yourself, that you're yourself true. When you are yourself true, that means that whatever is not good for you, are you willing to stop doing that to actually start healing? My dear souls, this is the most important question in the world. The things that makes you not feel good, the things that makes you sick, are you willing to stop doing that, to start healing, to start feeling good? This is the question. And the reason I'm looking up, now I'm looking at the camera, and now I'm looking at my screen. Um, for me, now, 25 years after I started my spirituality 27 years ago, I find life very simple, very simple. But it's also because I have struggled with these things. I have fought my inner demons. I have made this list of I don't love myself when, and put all the things on it that I didn't love about myself, and realized that I had to love myself, to give love, receive love. I have to respect myself, to respect others, and get respect from others. You have to show respect to get respect. You have to show love to yourself to get love from others. These things are for me, not debatable. When some when some of my friends, I show them some of my slogans. You can find them under my profile, in my pictures, in albums, and slogans are right. I think it's called that album. And read. I think I made about 400 slogans. I want to make a calendar and sell it, but that's another story. When I show some of my friends my slogans, they always look up at me and they say, "It's impossible to argue that." And I say, "Yeah, I love you. That is true. It is impossible to argue the truth. It is only darkness that want to argue the truth. It's which if you if I make a post and somebody wants to argue with me, I always tells in comments, only darkness want to argue the truth. And I'm not interested in it. So if you want to talk about your illusions, find somebody that share your illusion, because I don't. I know that happiness lives in the truth. And I will never compromise my own integrity. I will never compromise the things that I love, I have worked for, compromise the person I've become. I'll never compromise it. Never. Um, and another thing is, since I'm this person as I am, I have a hard time making posts in the different groups, and that's why you see me commenting. My post is being shared through comments in other posts because when I make a post that is loving, caring, and about mutual respect and about the growth of humanity, about helping people grow, most likely they will not be accepted. And that only tells me that these admins of these groups are controlled by darkness. They have no interest in people actually healing. I don't know if it's because they're jealous of I can sit and talk about these things so open-heartedly and so honestly and so with passion. This is my passion, to actually help people grow into the best version of themselves through the understanding of what is it I'm doing that makes me feel bad. Am I willing to let that go? Uso, stop. I'm talking to my dog. She's lying over there. I've made a lot of live streams, and I actually prefer to intuitively sit and talk to a video camera. I prefer to let myself be intuitively guided. You have to understand, intuition is the truth delivered to you in a split second. And most of the human beings and most of the world are not ready for the truth to be delivered to them that quickly. So they would say, no, that's too fast for me. I'm like, I want more. Give me more. Give me more. Because I'm so ready. This is my drive. This is where I get my this is where I get my if I was a car, this is where I get my fuel. I remember this woman I shortly talked with. She also asked me, how come you think you're always right? And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I don't want to be right. But I am most likely always right because I'm a solution-focused guy. I have so many times in my life listened to people that have this or that problem, and I instantly give them the solution. And this person will say, no, 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 it cannot be true. You cannot tell me what is right so fast. And they go home and they, with their ego and their pride, will try all different things. And they will eventually come back to what I said. And most of the times they call me and they say, hey, Sean, I'm sorry I was such a shithead and I was putting you down for actually telling me what I needed to hear. But I wasn't ready to hear it. Could you please tell me, when I had that problem, what was it you said you suggested me to do? And I'll tell them one more time, and they will have solved their problem. This is there are only two kinds of people: people that create problems, and people that are solution focused. That means I'm totally focused on finding solutions. And I don't think there are problems in the world. I think there are things you have to get through. There are things you have to figure out. There are things you have to learn. There are lessons. And like I say in one of my slogans, if you have made your mistake correct, no, if you can see your mistake, you have made it correct. But again, we are in the beginning of this spiritual development. This is only the start. And like I wrote in one of my writings, people are helping from where they are in their evolution, helping, guiding people with what they think can help others. And I see a lot of people, especially when it comes to superstition versus faith, right? Superstition is knock on wood, white feather means there's an angel, three numbers next to each other means something else. This is purely superstition, right? And in my opinion, that will not That will not give them anything. It will not lead them to anything good in their life. And I always tell people, come on, people, don't be superstitious. People say good luck to me, and I say, I don't need luck. I have faith. Um, and many people don't understand what I'm saying when I say that's superstitious, and that's not something that I fall for. I don't have that need. To be superstitious and to feed yourself with all these superstitious beliefs is to feed your ego, because your ego wants to understand why things happen as they do. My heart doesn't want to understand why things happen as they do. I actually don't care why they happen as they do. And that set me free. That made me a free man. I would rather, instead of being controlled of the frustration of why things happen as they do, I would rather be surprised when I figure out, that's why. These are hard experiences. I am more inclined to invite those into my life, look for those as a solution focused. Um, but yeah, it all comes down to, are you tired of the lifestyle you have? Are you tired of whatever consequences you're suffering? Are you tired of the karma that shines your way? Are you tired of your energy is is pouring out of you because you haven't learned how to actually protect yourself? Um, like I say in one of my slogans again, I often bring up my slogans. Um, don't allow anything or anybody to steal your beautiful energy. And with that, I mean, if people behave in a certain way, they want to provoke you into start arguing with them. There we go. Don't allow anybody or anything to steal your energy. Because what this person wants is to steal your energy vampires. The game of an energy vampire is dangerous. And that's why every time I meet a so-called energy vampire, I always say, whatever illusion you're talking about there, go find somebody that believes that too, because I have no interest in it. I love you, my dear soul, but it is in my world toxic behavior. And I would call it hated. I've been hated most of my life for being the person I am. And I've been like most of you by now know, been alone for the last almost 30 years. And when I say alone, I mean no family, no girlfriend, no friends, no socialization. I've been living a monk life in my own little house here. Um, Hey, baby. The only thing I want in my life is this. Come. Is this beautiful thing. This is my fourth dog. And in my world, animals you can trust 100%. 100%. They'll always be there for you. They'll always give you what you want and need. They'll always protect you. She'll pull me away from people that is not good for me. She will come and doot me with her nose if I'm having a conversation on the phone that's not good. She will, and she does that because she feels that my energy is under attack. This lovely energy that me and her shares, she is more in tune with that. And that is why when I have her out on old folks' homes or kindergartens or where I use her as an assistant dog, um, she can wake people that has been sitting in coma for 5, 6 years. She can. She gives people what they need straight away. When I have clients in my home and we sit and talk, and I tell them, I don't hope you're afraid of dogs because my dog is a part of my work. And if you become sad in the guidance in the talk we have, she will probably come up to you and either put her paws on you, or she will even jump up into your lap and she will put her head and lies her head here and she will lie there and say, like comfort them, right? Um, yeah, that's actually all I had on my mind today. Um, if you want to have a talk with me, um, what I normally do is I tell people that Facebook records everything. Audio conversations, video conversations, the text you have, the pictures you are, you have signed that they might use anything you share. So I always say, if you want to have talks with me, I am on a platform called Discord. And if you go find Discord, and if you can't find me and add me as a friend, then write me on a Messenger that you have downloaded Discord and this is your Discord name, and I'll add you as a friend. And I will suggest us to use that platform because there is really nice, good quality of audio and video. I can even I'm a PC consultant too. So if you had problems with the PC, I can help you with that. If we want to show each other something, watch a movie together, for example, or sit and explain something, whiteboard or a homepage, or as a Discord is a platform that was built for gamers. But Discord is so much more. It is audio, video, screen share. That's it. So I have my own server on Discord where it's like 50% spiritual server and or maybe 70% spiritual server and 30% gamer server. I have a couple of games I play online, and that is my way of relaxing. Um, but I hope in the future that more people will be open for. I can imagine that I have this on my Discord server. I have a room called Spiritual Talk, right? I so much wanted to someday come into my server and I can see two, three people sitting in the room talking. And I will join the talk and I will just be quiet and listen. I also have a little. I'm a little. I don't know what to think about more than two people in a room talking. If it can actually work, because it requires that people they can let the other person talk and finish their sentence before some other person talks. And but yeah, and then if the people in the group, and I'll make more rooms so people they can go in and talk two and two or four people together or five people together, or if somebody wants to have a private talk with me, I'll pull them into the private spiritual guidance room. Um, and I'm sharing there my texts, I'm sharing my slogans, I'm sharing my videos, I'm sharing my music, and I'm not restricted by Facebook. This is why I want to use Discord. Nobody is controlling me. Facebook is a really controlling platform. So yeah, um, and if you want to read what other people have said after meeting me, talking with me, uh, go to your Facebook and write "From Thought to Action," and look for my profile. That's called "From Thought to Action." It's my business profile. Read the recommendations. Um, Otherwise, just Google my name, Sean Riget, and you'll find everything. I'm the only person in the world called Sean Riget. And I am only here to serve. I've given my life to God and said, please help me. Help me give myself to human beings that with my insights, with my knowledge, and I'm an educated shrink, I'm an educated family therapist, I'm an educated drug counselor, and then I'm also a furniture maker and fitness instructor. But the first three educations is about humans. But after working shortly in society and realized how ugly it was, I stopped doing that. But it's still something that's in me, these educations, um, and I also use it when I guide. But I don't work as it anymore. I can give you an example. For example, if somebody contacts me and they want to use me as an emotionally garbage can, when people they open their mouth and they're just all their frustrations, everything they're struggling with, and then there's this person, then there's this person, and then there's this situation, and all this pain. It just like runs out of them, right? They are using you as an emotional garbage can. I always stop people and I tell them, you know what? You are very welcome to use me as an emotional garbage can. It'll cost you $100 per hour, and you can empty yourself. Or we can actually agree on that we are going to talk about the things that will cure you, will make your life simpler, the things that are true, the things that you need to change, as a spiritual guidance, move from emotional garbage can to spiritual guidance, and I'll do it for free. And I've not had any people wanting to pay $100 per hour for using me. But the reason I'm telling you this is because this is what is happening out there, and a codependent person will look for people that want to use them because they want to feel usable. They want to feel like somebody needs them. And that's the thing about codependency. They will settle for needed instead of being loved. And in my opinion, that is a horrible. That's a horrible sacrifice to do. And I'll tell you also, if you want to work with codependency, if you want to work with, I have an audiobook that's called Codependency No More by an author called Melody Beattie. There is an audio file. If you write me, I'll send you a link to that audio file and you can download it. I have it in my Google Drive. You can download that folder and you can hear them. And you can, there are some questions after each chapter. I will seriously suggest you to take them serious, because eventually in chapter whatever, 9, 10, 11, 12, she's going to ask you to look at the answers in chapter 2 and 3 and 4 and ask you, can you see how much you already moved? Can you see how much you already improved? Can you see that the things you're struggling with then is already being solved slowly, just by understanding and accepting these things? So I will take those questions seriously. But again, if you need to talk, I'm here. I don't ask for money. This is what I think is the most painful thing in this world, is that people, they want to make money of people suffering. They have gotten a gift from God, clairvoyance, I don't know which gift people are giving, but they want to make money of it. Phone healing. When people, they come to me and they want massage, for example, I will ask for some money, because I'm educated masseuse, and I will massage them, I'll heal them, and I'll sit half an hour to 2 hours afterward and talk with them. And we quickly, my point about talking with them after the massage is to make them realize that the reason they came to me with pain is because of their lifestyle. It's something they did that that gave them pain. And I want them to realize that don't come and ask me for massage again because you go back and you do the same lifestyle, that you don't change any of the things we're talking about, the realizations you had. Because I'm not interested in making money on you because you're suffering. I would rather teach you how to heal, right? That's my point in helping people. I want to help people heal themselves. I don't want you to be addicted to anything that doesn't work. And I'll tell you this, the healing you're looking for, it doesn't have to cost money. It is free, my dear. All it requires is your honesty, to look at yourself honestly, to realize what is it you need to change, to accept the challenges, to not give up. And I'll tell you this, if you go down the spiritual path, there are things you're going to lose. There are things you'll have to give up on. It can be jobs, it can be parents, it can be girlfriends, it can be, in my case, children. People, maybe this is a sentence you have heard in your spiritual development. I can't recognize you anymore. What happened with you? And then it's up to you to tell them that I'm on this spiritual path, and the way that I acted before is actually not a way that I like about myself. So I actually want I'm in the middle of in a process of changing myself into the better and finding the best version of myself. And what this other person is saying is that I cannot use you anymore as I normally used you, uh, because I'm saying I'm not compromising my integrity for anybody or anything. My harmony, and that is the main reason why I've been single so long. I can't see myself with anybody, because 98% of people is still struggling to find their way into spirituality. So yeah, 40 minutes. I do it every time. I want to make a video 10-minute long, 15-minute long, and the video always end up being between an hour and 2 hours. So I hope you can use some of my words. I'm always, when I'm ending my video, I'm sitting here thinking, what will I, when the video is done, what should I have said? But again, I'm a person that doesn't use the words should, would, and could. I don't use words like I'm entitled to, life is not fair, because these are the recipes for actually inviting suffering into your life. But yeah, my life is easy because I have invited the truth, the universal truth, into my life, and I'm living by that. That's why my life is easy. And I think that's why Jesus said the truth will set you free, because I feel like a free man. And I can see how people are in jail outside in society, in the community, in politics, in police, in government, in family. I can see how people are struggling with the simplest things. So I wish you all the best, guys. All my loving and blessings to you all. I love you all, and I'm here if you want to talk with me. Take care. Love, peace, share, and care. Bye-bye.